International Women's Day, celebrated worldwide on March 8th, commemorates women's achievements, struggles, and their right to gender equality, while also highlighting their contributions to culture, politics, and society across various sectors. March 8th was designated as International Women's Day by the United Nations in 1975. However, it was first celebrated on March 19, 1911 in the United States and several European countries. The idea of International Women's Day stems from the 1908 labour movement, during which numerous women garment workers marched on the streets of New York, demanding better pay, shorter working hours, and voting rights. The movement was spearheaded by the Socialist Party of America. International Women's Day is observed to recognise the cultural, political, social and economic achievements made by women. It serves as an opportunity to inspire efforts to end gender biases and discrimination and achieve gender equality. Women like Sappho, one of the first known female writers. Much of her poetry has been lost, but her immense reputation has remained. Plato referred to Sappho as one of the great 10 poets. Joan of Arc. The patron saint of France, Joan of Arc inspired a French revolt against the occupation of the English. An unlikely hero at the age of just 17, the diminutive Joan successfully led the French to victory at Orleans. Her later trial and martyrdom only heightened her mystique. Susan B. Anthony, American campaigner against slavery and for the promotion of women's and workers' rights. She began campaigning within the temperance movement, and this convinced her of the necessity for women to have the vote. She toured the US, giving countless speeches on the subjects of human rights. Marie Curie. French-Polish scientist, Curie was the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize and the first person to win the Nobel Prize for 2 separate categories. Her first award was for research into radioactivity. Her second Nobel Prize was for chemistry in 1911. A few years later, she also helped develop the first X-ray machines. Helen Keller. American social activist. At the age of 19 months, Helen became deaf and blind. Overcoming the frustration of losing both sight and hearing, she campaigned tirelessly on behalf of deaf and blind people. Rosa Parks. American civil rights activist, Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama, indirectly led to some of the most significant civil rights legislation of American history. She sought to play down her role in the civil rights struggle, but for her peaceful and dignified campaigning, she became one of the most well-respected figures in the civil rights movements. Malala Yousafzai, Pakistani schoolgirl who defied threats of the Taliban to campaign for the right to education. She survived being shot in the head by the Taliban and has become a global advocate for women's rights, especially the right to education.